안녕하세요 여러분, 여러분의 My name is AJ and welcome back to Shadow Spinner Reacts, where we are continuing with episode 14 of Movie. Now if you haven't seen this yet, you're going to want to make sure you go watch it on Hulu first and then come back, because we are going to be cutting it up quite a bit for copyright. You can also watch it on Disney Plus, but last time I checked, Disney Plus only has the English dubs, and you're definitely going to want to make sure you have the original Korean audio, and Hulu has that. I don't think currently Disney Plus does. Also, don't forget to go check out the Patreon, where you can get updates for what's going on the channel. You can also join to be able to vote in the polls to decide what I watch next on the channel, get content up to 3 weeks early, and get my full uncut reactions. And we are releasing our Patreon exclusives soon. They might actually already be starting by the... No, it'll be in about 3 weeks. We're going to have the polls soon for deciding what the first Patreon exclusive is over there, coming up on the 17th. So that's only 4 days away. I can count, don't worry. But yeah, so that's all fun stuff. Or you could just hang out with me here on YouTube, whatever floats your boat. I've given up trying to predict what's going to happen in this show. I've been wrong about every prediction I've had, almost. So we're just gonna sit back and watch it and let it be what it is. I'm really hoping we get back to modern times. I'm not sure we will, but I'm really hoping we are. I'm not gonna make any predictions. Hope we're back in modern times. That's as much as I'm hoping for. Loved the parents arc. Really have loved the parents arc. But I'm ready to be done with it. Because I'd like to know what's going on in current times. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this recording. And 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, he's got his little girl back. She's out of the hospital, which means she's woken up. So how much does she know and how much does she remember? She is dead asleep. All of the drawings all over the furniture. I didn't notice before the drawings on the walls in the background. That's a nice detail. I can't imagine. It's like I wouldn't even know what to do. But you can't do nothing because you have a kid to take care of. You can't. You're not a. It's like. What do you mean? Why do I want a desk position again? Yes, you idiot.
애를 밤에 혼자 둘 수도 없고.
꼭 필요하면 호출한다. 내근직이라도 유지하고 싶으면 호출에 응해.
Are you gonna arrange childcare for him and make sure his kid is protected?
네.
No, because you don't actually care about any of your people. And that's why I don't think he actually did anything to arrange the accident, because, like, it's not in his best interest if he wants to keep his agent in the field to do something that would give his agent an incentive to stay home. It's bad. Unless he was trying to get rid of both the mom and the kids so that he would have nothing to focus on except for work. Bobble. Alright, so this is class president's dad. I, for some reason, didn't think we were gonna get his story.
뭔 소리 하는 거예요? 그 남의 남편 꼬드기지 말고 하던 일들이나 해요.
아이 뭘 꼬드겼다 그래. 제만이도 이제.
Yeah, she's like, you know, you're trying, because you know how strong he is, you want him to basically... I like her. Yeah, she's like, you want to keep going with that sentence? He's like, no, you're trying to take advantage of my husband and basically use him as your tank to basically be the person who is most likely to get hurt if things go wrong in a protest type situation. Like, it would be very hard to walk down the street like that without hitting people.
밥은 먹었을까? 강훈이.
걱정돼요?
그냥.
Okay, Gangwon. I've not caught his name previously.
걱정 말아요.
So, okay, now we have a name for
우리
him.
아들 아주 말도 잘하고 커서 공부도 엄청 잘할 거래.
당신 닮아서.
Yeah, a model student who is just capable of absolutely tearing apart his classmates if he needs to.
강훈이 거.
Oh, it's a father-son set. Oh, he's speedy too. So he had all of these skills.
아 근데 내 아빠는? 저 강훈이 데리러 갔어요.
He's running faster than most of the cars are traveling. That's what he's doing.
움직이면 쏜다?
쏘지 마세요. 저 사람이 먼저 시비 걸었어요. 당신 경찰서에 가면 잘못 없는 거 다 밝혀질 거야.
Okay, we didn't see what led up to this though. No! No, baby. Okay.
강훈아, 아빠야.
So that's from the burn from when he was a baby.
아빠한테 인사해야지.
So has he been in jail this whole time?
아빠.
Then I guess is what they're saying. So it's like he's trying to make up for all the time he lost with his son.
강훈아 집에 가자.
It's got to be hard for both of them because he's got a dad that he doesn't really know and he doesn't really understand at that age. Can't understand really what happened. Oh, he's trying to cook.
자,
You forgot her backpack. Her backpack's on the floor. Oh yay, steps. Important steps. Oh, makes me want to hug my baby. Extension of rental housing for civil servants. So he has to keep the civil servant job to be able to stay in the same rental housing. But it's renewed every 2 years. So I would be like a year before the lease is up is when you get the new job. Then you save up the money to move to the new place.
사고가 적지 않게 일어나는 것과 관련해 사고 재발 방지 대책을 마련해 추진하기로 했다고 밝혔습니다.
Oh, so they're not taking safety precautions at the area where his dad is at.
아빠 출동.
More and more communication. It's interesting that he needs the routine, though. It's like they could have just head out, but he needed to wait for the watch to beep.
제가 7시까지는 퇴근할 거니까 그때까지 꼭 좀 계셔주세요. 원래 6시 퇴근인데.
알았지?
Yeah, you need to work out things. Like, if you're going to be asking people to stay to a very late night, that you need to work that out when you first hire them. That's not something you can spring on people the day of. That is an awful lot of police there in riot gear. It's like, I don't want you to go back to jail again.
부부 둘 중에 한 명만 하면 돼요.
I do not know what protections were like in this time. This is gonna devolve badly.
나가고 싶어?
그만하고 들어가.
엄마, 얘 나가고 싶은가 봐.
들어와.
Something's gonna go on with Sungwoo and the fish, and I don't know what it is, but it's odd that they keep doing that. That highlight on that kid and the fish. Is Sungwoo somebody that we know? I don't remember. Oh, well, now you're rioting and throwing stuff, so, like, yeah, at this point, that's okay. Once a protest devolves into a riot like this, like, before when they were just standing there and protesting, that was one thing, but now they're setting things on fire and breaking stuff. So, however, you can't just go, like this, where the police are standing by and doing nothing. Well, you've got people in masks beating the protesters. Like, the fact that the police are doing nothing while you got people in masks beating the protesters shows you how corrupt the police are. They're going to kill people. They probably have killed people because they're attacking them with bats and things like that. All you have to do is hit somebody in the head one time in the wrong place. And you can even like, if this was voted on by the city, you can't be destroying people's like, there's just you have riot police there who are letting this happen. So somebody's been bought off. Somebody has been bought off. Fortunately, it seems like they live away from this area.
금방 갔다 오. 가기 전에 올게.
If he were to do something and they were to arrest him when literally you've got people in masks beating people half to death, it would just be further proof of how corrupt
진짜.
like the police are at this time. And you know there's corruption because like they did that in front of the riot police. So they knew that the riot police would not interfere with that. And they were not police that were breaking that up. Those were not the police that were breaking up the riot. But like, why are the police officers only arresting them and not arresting the people who are attacking them? The police condoned all the violence against them. Notice they didn't arrest a single person. There was not one person in that line that was one of the people with the baseball bats that was beating up the protesters. Not one person who committed any of that violence against the protesters was arrested. And I bet Mr. Min's gonna go in and be like, push this through and make sure this happens and go fight whoever's doing this.
여기 일이 생겼어. 괴물 같은 놈이 나타났어. 혼자 전격 한 개 중대 아주 박살냈어. 경찰들의 부상이 말이 아니야.
The police deserved to be injured. I'm sorry, the police in that instant deserved to be injured. All of them are bad people. You swore an oath when you take that office, and that oath does not involve bowing down to superiors and staying silent and doing nothing while you watch people get beaten up and then arresting the people who got hurt instead of the people that were attacking and assaulting them. Every single police officer that got injured in this particular incident had it coming to them. And I don't care if they were acting on someone else's orders. They stood by and watched. That was a choice that they made.
안에 있는 괴물이요. 지적 장애가 있답니다. 언어 능력은 물론이고 지능도 떨어진답니다.
He's just looking for more muscle and something else he can use. He doesn't care.
혼자 밥 먹을 수 있지.
But we know that he ends up okay because he's still there in the future for his son.
범인의 부인은 현재 연행되어 있는 상태입니다. 그리고 이광훈이라는 4세 아들이 있습니다.
Oh, vile. No! With the fact that the shoe is down there, that means something happened with the kid.
거기 막혔어. 내려와라.
잡히면 안 돼. 강훈이.
뭐라는 거야?
Welp, that escalated quickly. You needed to handle that better. Were you paying any attention? He wasn't paying any attention. He wasn't paying any attention. He said he had they told him he has a 4-year-old son named Gangun. The moment that he mentioned the name, he should have been asking about his son. Like, oh, he's got a spike sticking out of him.
나도 괴물이거든. 집에 가자.
Nice to meet you, monster. I'm also a monster. Let's go home.
눈빛 바뀌는데.
Is he like trying to push him to violence? Like this could have been a conversation. This whole incident could have been a conversation. He's like, can we be done with this yet? Apparently not. Guys, there's a kid missing. Can we focus our efforts on something else? About a third of this episode so far has been them fighting in a sewer. Maybe not quite a third, but it feels like a third. Guys, this isn't going anywhere. Be careful not to kill him.
이름은 최성우. 20분 전 청계천 7가에
Okay, so they are gonna look for the kid.
지하 수로로 진입해서
Wow, they're
시작한다.
actually doing their job. Amazing. You need him to wake up. Yeah, they're like, okay, cool. Save the kid. We can unite over the issue of save the child. Wouldn't it be easier to, like, pull the grate out? I'm just saying, like, isn't the cement weaker where it's attached to the... Wouldn't that be easier than, like, punching a hole through the thicker part of the concrete? I'm merely suggesting that this is not the most conducive way to go about this, and this might damage the structural integrity of the building and all that jazz.
확실하진 않습니다.
확실하지도 않으면서 경찰 주재 감히 국정원의 지시를 깨겠다.
저희 일을 해야겠습니다.
Really? Because you didn't need to do your job before.
꼬라지 족 같아졌구만.
Oh yeah, people actually... That's everything you need to know about Mr. Min right there in a nutshell. We're searching for a boy that went missing. They're disobeying my orders to search and try to save a child.
잡아오를 때는 아주 구해왔네. 그래서 그놈은
Yeah.
집에 가고 있을 겁니다. 아빠가 늦어서 미안해.
혼자 무서웠단 말이야.
Oh, poor kiddo.
혼자 둬서
미안해.
선생님 어떻게 할까요?
뭘 어떻게 해?
이제만 인계 받습니까?
경찰에 넘겨 저런 거 쓸모없어.
Don't hand him over to the police. You gotta say something. He's like, you're not taking me away from my kid.
수아입니다.
아니 능력도 유전이 되나?
So this is the first time he learns abilities can be passed on.
자네가 잘 정리하고 와.
And this is where he's realizing he needs to keep his daughter the heck away from this guy. So he's just gonna take her and disappear, I think. He's like, we gotta get out now. I did not like the way Mr. Min said that. I did not like the way he was looking at me after he said that.
근데 걔랑 얘기하다가 생각났다.
We're finally back in current times. Finally.
엄마 기억.
먼저 들어가. 아빠 아직 할 일이 많아.
It's good casting. She actually does look like the mom. Like, they look like they're actually related. When are you guys gonna realize that all of y'all's kids know each other? Now can we be back in current times? Oh la 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 la. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna dim this. I don't know why, but it suddenly feels like it got way brighter than it was. Okay. Alright, so we got Gangwon's backstory, or his dad's backstory. Mr. Min knows about him. He knows for sure that that kid has abilities. He doesn't know about the other kids, but he knows about that kid. That's concerning. This is probably what launched his idea for the breeding program that he's talking about. That just You know, if some unfortunate accident were to befall Mr. Min, I would not be upset about it. I'm just saying. But also, we need to take care of what's going on elsewhere, because we can't just have people, like, going off being like, yeah, we're just gonna hunt down and murder people because we don't want them to exist. Like, no. So there's okay, but we're done. We're back in current times now. Yay! I really don't have much to say on it. I think that a lot of the things that happened could have been avoided. I'm always annoyed when I see blatant corruption. Like, you had truckloads of people with white construction helmets and bats going out and beating up the protesters, and the riot police acting like they didn't see anything. And then the guy had the audacity later to say, oh, we have to do our job. The audacity to say that he has to do his job. Now, I'm glad that he said we have to rescue this kid, but the audacity to pretend that he's been doing his job when he knowingly allowed that situation to happen. And there's not going to be any follow-up on it because it was in the past by, like, at least a decade. So, by a little over a decade, because they said they was 4 years old then, they're probably, like, 17, 18 now, so it's, like, probably 13, 14 years in the past. So we're never going to revisit it, and nobody involved in that situation is going to be punished. That's just an incident that happened for our knowledge. I hate unresolved incidents. Especially when there's people that I want to see punished that are never going to get punished. And I don't even know who was responsible for that, who was the guilty party behind that incident, but we're never going to find out, and they're never going to be punished because it's not actually important to the plot that we're looking at, and it just bothers me. It's just going to be hanging out there now. Okay, but we've got 6 episodes left. Less than a third of the series to go. We're finally going to be back in current times. I don't know where we're headed. We've wrapped this up, so I know everything leading up to where we're at, but I don't know where we go from here. So what is the end goal that we're trying? What we want to obtain some kind of, like, safeguarded happy ending for our people. So what do we got? We need to find out that Wonsuk's dad is alive and just in captivity somewhere. We need to break him out of captivity. We need to make sure that the CIA is not going to be trying to exterminate any more ex-agents, especially since from what we've seen, there's only a handful of the 2 ex-agents left. The other guy was never an agent. Gongwon's dad was never an agent. He was just a laborer. We've got 4 kids, 3 parents left. 2 organizations that need to be stopped, 2 other organizations that have been mentioned. China got, like, thrown in there in that first conversation with Mr. Min. He's like, yeah, we could just what if I just called China right now, and that was the threat that he used to stop the CIA from doing what they were doing. But we've not heard them mentioned at any other point in this entire series. They were only mentioned as a threat in that one scene and then nothing. So I have no idea what's going on with them. We've got North Korea, who may or may not be doing anything at this point, because they had been doing stuff back then, but, like, we don't really know or understand what role they currently have, if any. But we have seen a cut to them in modern times. They cut over and showed that there is still some current active operation thing. We just don't know what it is. So there's that. But like, so what is the goal here? That we get all 4 countries to stop whatever nonsense they're doing that probably their own government's not aware that they're doing, and we just what's the end? Obviously, to destroy the breeding program, and to get Mr. Min fired, and to halt whatever's going on with CIA, and to make sure, like, that gets exposed. But that would mean revealing to the world that these people exist, which nobody would believe in. I'm just confused about what is the end line that we are trying to cross here. Or do we all just end with being like, cool, we all know each other, we're all on each other's side, we're going to form a team, but we're also all going to vanish into the nether and go rebuild our lives elsewhere where they don't know about us yet, and just every now and again we'll have to uproot our lives and move elsewhere? Like, what is the end goal? I don't know. And I guess we won't know until we keep watching, because as I said, I've done a horrible job of predicting where this series is going, so I'm not going to try anymore. I'm guessing they're going to have to send somebody that's going to replace Frank. But Frank was already having a hard time handling everything, so I think if they send somebody to replace Frank that doesn't have that healing power ability, they're not going to last as long. Unless they found somebody... Clearly they had multiple people, like, with similar abilities, I thought. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Annyeong.